Welcome, everyone, to another exciting adventure with your three favorite hosts in America, AltadenaTalks crew. I'm Busy
Not
B,
three favorite hosts in America.
In America, we are your favorite hosts in America, talking about
We're something new every day.
Well, we are, but we always talking, and people can't dispute it because we're only talking about Altadena, so no one else is. So we're your best guest hosts for the evening, morning, noon, and night. Some weekends, no holidays.
What your name is?
My name is Busy B, and the place to be. I like chicken and collard greens. No, my name is Brian Bacchus.
I'm Jamal Smith, and we
my
also
name is Tizzy T.
You should have slid in. You should have slid in and did that.
Shoot.
You should have slid in and did that. Yeah, here you go.
And I am Tizzy T, and the place to be.
Oh, Lord.
See, y'all got to remember, we work hard, and so we just like to have fun with each other.
Wait, we got to start over. You're Busy B. Jamal didn't say who he was, so let's start over.
Jamal's ready to party.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Now I'm Molly Mall.
Molly Mall.
That's right.
Tizzy T, apparently. Busy
A
B.
A busy B. A busy B. A busy B. So we got a nice, exciting show for y'all, but first we're going to get some formalities out of the way. I believe that Jamal's going to jump right into the announcements.
I'm jumping. Here, wait, hold on. I'm going to jump. Here
Jump.
we go.
For the announcements.
What up, y'all? Hello.
What up, Trace?
Hi, Tracy.
Good morning.
Let's get that one out for a minute.
Yeah,
all right, cool. I'm going to jump in real quick. So we have the survivor support locations. As remember, we do have the Altadena Community Center available for those that are still trying to get through the initial stages of dealing with the tragedy that happened with the fires. This is located at 730 East Altadena Drive in Altadena. They're available Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and are closed on the weekends. We also still have the LA County One-Stop Permit Center. This is located at 464 West Woodbury Road, Suite 210 in Altadena. And I do have a little bit I'm going to say regarding permits that I got from the community meeting for Monday. Got some of the information from that, so I'll touch on that in a moment. But for the LA County One-Stop Permit Center, they have walk-in hours from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. And if you want to have a consultation, a rebuild consultation, you can do this Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Or Saturdays, 8 a.m. to noon. If you want to have an appointment specifically with Southern California Edison, they're available Mondays and Wednesdays from 8 a.m. to noon. Now, to be able to set up the appointment, you would go to recovery.lacounty.gov/rebuilding/1-stop-permit-centers. And before I actually talk about, let's talk about the permits here. Let's go ahead with that. So we do know that Supervisor Barger did give us, and we played the message where the permit fees are going to be deferred. We were able to clarify that deferred actually meant that they are not going to have to pay this, but there was some clarification and some a little bit more specific words that were happening in the actual meeting. And this is a copy of one of the slides from the Altadena community meeting on Mondays. So again, LA County is waiving and refunding permit fees for homeowners rebuilding after the Eaton and Palisades fires. Homeowners who have already paid their fees will be refunded. Homeowners who have not yet paid their fees will have their fees waived. And to qualify, an applicant must demonstrate that they both owned and lived on the property prior to January 7th, 2025. What project? Go ahead.
Let me just chime in. There is also, if you own multiple lots, these waivers and or refunds is for your primary residence that you live in only.
Yep.
It is not for every lot. If you have other lots that were rentals or whatever, those fees will not be waived on those properties.
Great point, Tony. Thank you.
Yeah, I just found that out yesterday.
Mm-hmm. So what projects are eligible? A replacement single-family home destroyed by the Eaton or Palisades fires. It does include accessory structures such as garages, ADUs, pools, etc. Standalone ADUs for temporary occupancy during rebuild, yes. But what's not eligible, as Tony had indicated, is commercial properties, rental properties, multifamily or temporary housing project property or properties not damaged by fires. So even if you have multiple, like a multi-unit property, if it's not your primary resident, then it doesn't qualify. So just want you to be aware.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. However, to apply, how to apply for the fee waiver or refund, you go ahead and scan the QR code, or you can submit an email to recovery@planning.lacounty.gov, or you can submit it in person. All right. Now, one thing I did want to mention regarding some of the permits is 800. I'm staying on this particular slide for now. Or actually, yeah, I'll go back. I'll go to myself real quick. I'll go here. I'm reading from my other screen. So there were 874 permit applications that were received. 44 permits have been issued. Average time to permit issuance is 49 business days, and I believe, and then a 10-day goal for initial review and a 5-day for resubmittals is their goal. And we just talked about the fee waiver policy. So, and I have a little bit more information to talk about for the Army Corps of Engineers. Now that I'm here, there were 5,539 residents who opted into the debris removal program, which were a little over 30 from last week. It includes that. They 98.5% of the fire/ash debris is cleared already. 96.8% of the properties returned to the county, and then only 12 crews remain in active across Altadena, Pasadena, and Sierra Madre. So they are quickly being done and about to disperse. A couple project updates is the Altadena Golf Course. They're in their final week of accepting debris, and the restoration of the golf course actually begins after 30 days of equipment removal. So this is the last day they're taking any new debris. Over the next 30 days, they're going to start breaking it down and doing whatever they have to do with it, and then ultimately getting rid of the equipment. And then they're going to start restoring the golf course.
Yeah.
Elliott School is the demolition. The demolition has started. The towers will be preserved, or the tower will be preserved. And that is probably going to be the longest project. They said it's going to take 3 to 4 months for that to be done.
It's hard to drive by there and see our school gone.
Mm-hmm. It's going to take a while, because what they're going to first have to do, because I actually hopped on to the town council meeting yesterday and they talked about it. They have to secure the tower first, before they start breaking down the auditorium and everything, so it won't fall down.
They got to reinforce it and stuff, to make sure that it doesn't. Yeah, that's crazy.
Absolutely. So the abatement properties are expected to start around July 15th. So those, I believe those are the properties who didn't meet the deadline, the 30-day the June 30th deadline. They're going to start taking care of those. And then Carl Swenson is leaving soon, and Colonel Avishal will remain for at least another month. All right. So that's it for that last update. And now I'm going to go back to the slides. So again, Cal Assist Mortgage Fund. We know what that is. It's for if you're displaced from your home by the disasters. What it is 3 months of mortgage payments up to a maximum of $20,000. The funds never have to be repaid, and it's free to apply. However, the grants, if you do qualify or if you receive one, is going directly to your mortgage servicer, and they will be awarded to eligible applicants as long as funds are available. Now, you're eligible, again, it's similar to all these other grants. you have to have been a resident. It has to be your primary resident, which was destroyed or is considered uninhabitable due to, in this case, a qualified disaster from January 1st, 2023 through the 8th of January of 2025. In our case, again, it's the Eden Fire. You had to have owned and occupied a home with up to 4 units on the property, and you must meet the income limits. And you do have to be prepared. The limits are $140,700 combined.
Oh, combined, yeah.
Yeah. So be prepared to provide your mortgage statements, bank statements, utility bills, homeowners insurance, or FEMA claims, as well as proof of income. Now, you can apply at calassistmortgagefund.org, and you can get help by calling 800-501-0019 Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. In addition, there's also in-person help provided by Neighborhood Home Services at the Altadena Community Center from 9 to 5. And that again is at 730 East Altadena Drive in Altadena. The Altadena Town Council has the Altadena Eden Fire Relief Fund that is in partner with GoFundMe. The qualifying situation you have to meet are you must have been a resident of Altadena January 7th and adversely affected by the Eden Fire. Excuse me. Only one person per household may apply, and it must be 18 years of age or older. These grants range from $500 to $5,000 and are one time only and only one per household. The availability of the grants is limited to the funds that have been raised and the funds available at the time of the application. Now, if you're granted the funds, you agree to use the funds to meet the needs that you requested. And to receive the funds, you must either have a GoFundMe account or an email account and accept a Visa gift card via email. You may be asked, but you're not required to share the story about your use of the grant for reporting to the donors and community. And the deadline for submitting the application is July 6th. So that's this Sunday. And the grants are then going to begin being awarded the 15th of July. Now there's another, I didn't get that one. So free mobile laundry service. Now I read about one last week. Now the laundry truck LA has multiple laundry trucks and they're in multiple locations in the Altadena, Pasadena area. So laundrytruckla.com, supporting community members impacted by the fires. So Tuesdays, they're at the Pasadena and Sierra Madre YMCA. We're on Wednesday, so I'll mention this now. Wednesdays, they're at Altadena at Adventist Church, which is 2609 North Lincoln Avenue in Altadena. The drop-off hours are 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. Now on Wednesdays, they're at Fame First AME Church at 1700 North Raymond Avenue in Pasadena. Again, the drop-off hours are 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Saturdays, they're in South Pass, San Marino YMCA, which is 1605 Garfield Avenue in South Pass. Same drop-off hours. And then on Sundays, again, they're at First AME Church at 1700 North Raymond Avenue, again in Pasadena, 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. is a drop-off. Bring your dirty laundry for them to wash, dry, and fold, and they will return it in a couple of hours. It doesn't say anything else. You don't have to register, just show on up. It's a great service. Yeah, it definitely is. Remember, there's free lunch at the library. This is where they provide healthy meals for children ages 0 to 18. No registration is required, and it's available from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Monday through Friday through August 15th. And this is going to be at the Jefferson and the Villa Park branch of the library. And just a quick note, I'm pretty confident all the libraries are going to be closed on Friday, just like most businesses for observance of the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Free medical and mental health clinic at the Eaton Health Village. It's every Monday and Wednesday, 12 p.m. to 5. It's at 1280 East Washington Boulevard in Pasadena. They allow walk-ins, or you can come by to schedule an appointment. If you do have questions or want to make an appointment over the phone, you can call 951-595-7032. We out here. Market is going to be at Fair Oaks Burgers. At Fair Oaks Burgers today from 12 to 3 p.m. This is at 2560 North Fair Oaks Avenue. And you definitely have to bring proof of being an Altadena resident. So make sure you have your ID. They're going to have multiple things there, as we've always mentioned: hot food and snacks, clothing and shoes, fresh fruits and vegetables, legal advice, resource booths, and much, much more. And also, if you'd want to donate, sponsor, or partner with We Out Here, please reach out to Miss Juicy Little at gmail.com. On Fridays, the Free Farmers Market is from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. This is at 3541 Brandon Street in Pasadena.
Brandon.
This is until supplies run out. So if you're interested, get there early so you can make sure you get something. And we have, again, the Kendra Mays Design, the grand opening of the new Altadena location. It's Saturday, July 5th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Come and be inspired. This is from, 11 to 2 at 787 West Woodbury Road, Suite 10 in Altadena. And then on Sunday, there's free Trader Joe's grocery goods from 12 p.m. until supplies last. So it's first come, first serve, and happening at where else? Fair Oaks Burgers, 2560 North Fair Oaks Avenue. Yeah, they putting in work. Please bring your own bags. Okay, so it's in a partnership with Home of Kings and Queens Food Distribution, Fair Oaks Burgers, Giving Children Hope, Feed the Children, Food Cycle LA. There's going to be raffle winners. Raffle winners will be announced. Interesting.
That's dope.
Yeah. There's also going to be, and this is kind of moving a little further ahead into next week, a Rebuilding Altadena Business Expo. It's going to be on the 12th of July from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Altadena Library, 600 East Mariposa Street in Altadena. For more information, you can call 626-794-3988. And then Rebuilding the Altadena Community Garden. Come to pitch in. Every Saturday through the end of July from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., you can volunteer, do a My Core Remediation Volunteer Day. It's at Loma Alta Park at 3330 North Lincoln Avenue. Masks are mandatory, and other PPE will also be provided. Lunch and water will be provided for volunteers. And those who are interested in what myco remediation is, they're using basically fungi and distributing it through the soil to help remove some of the deadly or the dangerous toxins that are in the soil. There's been research that says some of the mushrooms and other fungi help naturally remove those toxins from the soil. And this is each Saturday they're having folks help do this to get the soil back to a good state.
I'm excited about that.
I just want to say something about this particular one. For those people that I share this to your group that you're always complaining about, there's no money for this and no money for that, and no one's doing this and no one's doing that. We announce this stuff every week. Every week. All you have to do is watch. And I should say this in the beginning of the video so that we can have a disclaimer, because people complain without going to find the factual information that's right there in front of your face.
So I'm excited about that, very, because y'all know my daddy was the founder of the Altadena Community Gardens, him and Fred Shatlow. Fred Shatlow has passed, and the county is going to invite him when they reopen it. There's going to be a soft reopening, but then a big grand reopening probably in September, because he is still here with us. And the garden, though it was destroyed, they're starting all of this. And when Mika texted that to me yesterday, I was like, yay, because they had been talking about it, but they're very much so going to get these gardens back up. And I'm really excited about that.
That is really, really cool.
Yeah.
No doubt. So sorry, guys. I have to pop off for a few minutes. I will personally be back.
Oh my!
I have to leave, and I'm not popping off. I ain't popping off, man. Come on. Anyway, I'll be right back. Hopefully, you'll be on.
In a few minutes or an hour?
Nah, it's only gonna be a few minutes.
Okay.
I just gotta run down, pick up Teeny, and come back. So for all y'all who don't know, Teeny is my youngest daughter. She's at a volleyball camp or a clinic, so I'm going to pick her up right now. So I'll be back, and we can talk about Altadena again. Peace.
And I will be popping off also because I have a meeting in 5 minutes for half an hour.
I get to have the soda myself. Y'all, it's over with.
We're in trouble. We're in trouble with him being on here by himself.
You ain't lying. You
Unleashed for half an hour.
Here we go.
I hope we still have our podcast when we come back on.
You might not. But whatever's going to happen, it's going to be fun.
Because it's way back Wednesday. And you guys know he's going to make it a blast. So I will see y'all in about 30 minutes, 35 minutes, or something like that. Have fun, Brian.
I hope we're still on here because I'm going buck wild with it today.
I know you are. I'll be back.
So for all y'all that read the caption, today is way back Wednesday. Oh, show myself. Anyway, today's topic is I'm going to show you, we're going to go back to the arcade games. I don't know if you remember some of these arcade games, but there's a guy that I follow on Instagram, and I'm basically going to be showing you stuff from his page. So his page is called Broken Arcade, and basically what he does is he has this really huge garage, and he buys all these old video games. It was like kind of a dream of mine about 20 years ago. I was going to start to do that for my son when he was coming to visit when I lived in Santa Clarita back when he was in San Diego. But he has a garage full of games. He buys them from people, restores them, and he shows you how they look, how they used to look back in the day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share some of the stuff from his page. And then, you know, if you guys got any comments, we can talk about it. But all these video games I started playing when I used to hang out at the bowling alley back in. Well, first it started off as Star Cruiser. I think that was junior high in Pasadena. And then moved to the Pac-Man arcade. There was a few little arcades that would pop up everywhere. But my most infamous situation used to happen when I used to go to George's Market on Lincoln, right where Wayne's Fashions is now, like right behind that U-Haul, next to the U-Haul on Lincoln. And George hated me because George wanted to make money off his video games, and I was an excellent video game player. So I would go and put a quarter in Pac-Man and play it for an hour. So he would kick me off the game because he wanted to make more money. But what he didn't realize is that I'm bringing people in to watch, and they're buying candy and they're buying chips and sodas, standing there watching me play this game, right? And so after a while, he realized I'm not making as much money on the game, nor my snacks. So I'm walking home from school one day, and he goes, "Hey, come here for a second." I'm like, "Man, I don't even come in your store anymore." He goes, No, it's not even that. Here's a quarter. Go ahead and play that game. I'm like, okay. So, of course, once the kids found out I was in there playing it, they wanted to watch me turn it over and make 1,000,000 points. And his store started picking up more business because of the kids buying candies. And I told him he should get some other video games that I mastered already so that he can continue the legacy of making some money off, you know, my what's that minstrel show? Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to push this over here and let you see some of the gaming machines that I used to mess with. So everybody can see this. That looks like that's this. There we go. Okay, so screen, and we're gonna take you back to Pong, right? So this is Pong, and I'm gonna let him narrate it for you. No, this ain't even Pong. This is Tanks. I forgot about that one. So as you can see, this guy's whole theme is old school TV, all the throwback gear. He's got the VHS. He's got the video games at the bottom that we used to blow on to get the dust out because they did this get dusty. And this was, I think, Atari 2600 because I had one of these when I was here. So check it out. Corny but fun. Oh, that's why I called it Pong. Because it was like Pong for tanks. Look at the graphics. They were terrible. But we didn't care. We loved it. And this came out in 1977. Can you believe that? That game is 48 years old. Woo! God, we got so much more technology updates now. Now, this is my favorite game. It's Tron. But he's showing you all the games. Look at Popeye, you got Pac-Man, you got Galaga, one of my favorites. You got Centipede, you got Asteroids, you got Dragon's Lair. Now, Dragon's Lair was a game that you really needed to play over and over again because you never knew what it was going to be about. I'm taking the music off. I'm talking loud. But look at all these video games. I mean, this is my dream right here. Track and field, used to kick butt, Moon Patrol, Joust. Oh, Joust was another one that I played. Robotron, that's my favorite right there. Defender, Food Fight, that was a good one. Omega Race wasn't really into it. That dude's got a huge garage. This is all in his garage. Look at that. Punch Out. You got Paper Boy. I don't know, can't read that one. Zaxxon. In fact, that was my name on YouTube for a long time. Zaxxon51. But yeah, you see all these games. It's fun times right here. Now he's taking you back to some of the old 80s where you had the Walkman. Put your game in, you're playing pole position or whatever this game was. And what was this called? Berserk? No, that wasn't Berserk. Pac-Man, of course. Centipede. Or Millipede, whatever it was. Star Wars. Dragon's Lair. You had to know the pattern. Donkey Kong. You had to know the patterns because you couldn't get it up. Galaga, my favorite one, get trapped and then shoot him down and get 2 ships. So yeah, I'm just taking y'all through some, and this guy also restores video games too. So as you can see, he's restoring the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He took it down to the shell. He's putting the brand new stickers on. I think one of these days I'm gonna go ahead once the places get rebuilt. I'm gonna turn something into a little resource center for the kids to come by and check out the older styles. And I ain't talking about the kids that's 12 years old. I'm talking about the kids my age. That's all I care about is the kids our age living in the past. I like to live in the past in a good way. So I'm going to take you on to the next exciting adventure of Tron. Oh, no, which one is he going to show? Oh, Star Wars and Tron. Which one? Then you get a little snippet of Ron Stewart. That's what they used to be playing in the arcades when we used to go, all the 80s music.
Food Fight, an iconic arcade game that left an indelible mark on the world of gaming. Food Fight has that classic Atari artwork and a unique cabinet shape that caught everyone's eye. Food Fight was one of the first games to have instant replay, so you could rewatch your entire level's triumph. While Food Fight wasn't the most popular game of 1983, it became an arcade classic that people still remember fondly today. Let's play some Food Fight.
Can you imagine throwing food at people all day and getting paid for it? The only thing is you had to be on the fruit in order to throw it. Oh, here come the chefs. They're mad. Uh-oh.
In 1980,
go. Now, this game right here, this is one of my favorite games. Tron. This is showing you some snippets from the movie inside the game that came out in 82. That's pretty dope.
You fix one more.
Most of this stuff is short, so we're not going to be lingering too much on the actual game.
Goes down. What position cockpit is now down? It's an easy fix. Yeah. Power supply.
He's always got broken games that he buys that either need power supplies, new motherboards, new circuit boards, new CRT monitors. Because remember, these were tube monitors. They weren't like the flat screens of today. So they were an actual monitor directly connected to the circuit board so the game would respond rapidly. Something that some of these video games nowadays they lack. So, yeah, he does a lot of fixing up. Okay, so today we're going to be looking at he's got some different things. I'm going to let him go ahead and tell it. Spy Hunter. One-dimensional games. The road never ended. It just looked like it was on a roller. Like, oh, let's go ahead and change it to the new roller so we can split it up. But what you wanted to do with these video games is you wanted to watch other people play so that you could see where the pitfalls were, and then you could avoid those when you play. So, I don't know about y'all, but I was the video game king. Like, nobody could beat me. Like, I would go get the books, I would learn the patterns, I would figure it out, and then I would challenge people. And I'm making money doing this. So, I remember one time PM Magazine did a interview at Star Cruiser. I don't know how many people remember Star Cruiser, but Star Cruiser was right there right before Hill on Colorado, right before that McDonald's, right before Pizza Man and all that. But me and Trevor Houston used to go up to there and ditch school because it's during the day and play video games all day. So PM Magazine was there. They did an interview. I got home. I told my mom, "Hey, Mom, I was interviewed. I'm going to be on TV tonight." That's when they didn't wait to do it. They usually just put it on there. So first thing my mom said after she saw it, she goes, "It looks daytime. Were you at school?" That's all she was concerned about. She was concerned that I might have became a megastar being on TV. That's neither here nor there. Let me get you back to games in 1983. So here it is. Dragonfield, we got Space Ace, Food Fight, Zookeeper, Elevation.
Awesome game.
I used to play some elevator action one time. You know what's cool about these video games is the music was always sticking with you. That's the funny thing. So I just wanted to show you guys like a few of these. Let's see, Zaxxon. One of the people that know this was the first 3D type game because it was at an angle, so you flew and you saw different things. Now, normally he'll show you what the games look like on the inside.
The wall and processes through here, and then this is what powers the board. And of course, here you have a service switch if you have any settings within the actual game board itself. And there is the game board. This is an authentic Zaxxon game board. Look at that, guys. All that technology. Look at all those chips for just one game. Pretty wild. The only modification I've done, and it's a non-destructive mod, is I added this little board set. I got this from High Score Saves. This allows me to save the high scores and also have free play on this game. So pretty cool little piece. Well, there you have it, guys. That's the inside of a Zaxxon classic game from 1982. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below.
So I used to work at Columbia Bowl as a porter, but I always had an interest in video games. So I would always talk to the techs when they're fixing them, because my dad was a computer programmer, so I knew a little bit about these circuit boards and stuff. I would wow them with my information and knowledge. And this was like my first real stint in tasting what IT could be like, because this was straight IT. Circuit boards, power supplies, monitor adapters, the whole shot. So this was like my first taste at it was 1983. So I was 16, I was 16. Already trying to jump into the fray. Now this was my favorite video game right here at Gallagher, because there was tricks to this game. If you got up to the 5th level and you got your ship captured and you got it back, so now you have 2 ships. And then if you left one bumblebee and let him come down about 50 times, voiding his bullets, he would stop shooting. And if you let him go by 5 times without shooting and you shot him, the rest of the game, none of your enemies could shoot. So you could rack up the points. People used to get mad at me because I would I'd be on that game for like 15 minutes, not even playing it, just avoiding the bullets coming from the bee, the stingers or whatever they were. But after that, it was on and cracking. Now I got to give a special shout out to Al Darrell Williams, ADW, who I met in Duarte back in 81, 82, who was just as wild on the video games as I was. And so he and I would feed off each other, trying to figure out who was going to get past this particular level of this game first. He always won, of course. I didn't have the time for that. I wanted to bowl. I wanted to keep score and make money. I'm only, 12, 13, 14, something like that. So I wasn't really into it like him, but I was there nonetheless. We're not even going to deal with the Nintendo stuff. So here's another game. Check it out. Popeye. And then he's going to zoom in so you can see how he used to play it. Popeye's goal was the hard to save Alice from Pluto. And once he ate the spinach, Pluto had to break wide because he was getting ready to pop him. Get up out of here. Goodbye, buddy. Get up out of here. We don't want to see your face no more. So this was way back Wednesdays. I was trying to stay on till Jamal came back, but we'll have to see how. But just wanted to remind you guys, 4th of July is coming. Have a safe and happy 4th of July. Don't blow your head off with trying to be famous, with getting the biggest, most gigantic firework you can, just to be able to tell somebody that you did it. You see a lot of people's hands getting thrown off from blown off, not thrown off, from being able to not get away from the actual thing. Yeah, Marcus, I'm loving these games, man. My whole thing is, we need to bring something like this back. We need a community center that's for old people. Like, not I'm talking about for what do you call that? For people my age that want to be thrown back into the fray of the 80s and the 90s, because we didn't have anything really that great after that. The 2000s were nah. I don't knock anybody's genre of music. I just like to be able to push my music on to you. So like when my son used to come live with me when he was little, he loved my music. And so one time he left his iPad or iPod over at the house. I was looking through it. I'm like, this is all the music I listen to. So I guess I did something. But Marcus, I appreciate you for being on. And normally I would already had a preset. I didn't know both of them was going to jump out and say, "You're on your own, brother." So that's why we're where we are now. So I'm sometimes that thing gets blurry. There it goes. We're back. So what are you guys doing this weekend for 4th of July? I know I'm going to be at Kendra's opening on Saturday. We might even be going live from there that day. So we'll figure it out, because I don't think I may come on 4th of July for like 30 minutes just because we want to keep the yeah, you're right, it's a conspiracy. They always trying, let's see how he do when he buy his stuff. You don't never say nothing to it. But y'all got to remember, I'm in the background sharing the show while it's live to 28 different spots. I'm hoping to get up to 40 or 50 different spots. It's starting to grow. People are now actually paying attention to it, so I'm happy about that. And we're only going to continue to keep going with bigger and better things. If you guys checked out, we did launch the website yesterday. See the website address. There it is. We launched that yesterday. I still got some broken links to fix because, after all, it's me doing it. So the whole thing is, we're just trying to get to the point where things are running autonomously and we can concentrate on the actual programs that we have created for the community. And these are not programs that are just going to be something that's going to happen just this year. We're in this for the long haul. We get up every day. We dedicate ourselves to bringing you the best information, announcements, and updates that we can. We try to make it a little humorous. At the same time, we are also trying to bring you hope that there are still people around that are doing things to help everybody survive. If you guys haven't been, if you got denied by FEMA, please continue to appeal. You can appeal as many times as you want. I think you have you can receive up to 40 in housing and $43,600 in personal property loss to recoup. I'm on my 4th appeal. They are working. So as you appeal, and if it doesn't reach where you're trying to reach, please appeal again, because FEMA is not, they're the disaster recovery specialists. They are all over the United States. You are not a priority. If you do not pay attention and do not fill out these forms, you will not be noticed by anyone there, because it's all about what pops up right now, the updated. Takes usually about 2 months. Every 2 months, I'm doing an appeal. I did one February 27th. I did one April 30th. And I'm about to do one this week. So keep up on the different paperwork that people have for you to be able to get to where you're at. I'm going to stop sharing this. Take it over here to this. And let's see, we're going to go over to Instagram. We got Confident Cat, which is our good friend Cat B. We got DL Master Barber coming all the way from Barbados. No, I'm just playing. He's actually in Costa Rica. What's going on, D? Let's see. Do I have anybody else over here? Because, I have to go, and now that I'm doing the show by myself, I got to go look at everything. And that was the show from yesterday. So we do have, you guys hope you guys go back and look at the announcements, because a lot of times, you don't catch them while we're live, but, you can always watch the replay. So, let's see. Anybody got something that they used to do or like, or as a throwback? Pop it up in the comments. I'd love to hear from you about it, because I think I did pop up there. Yeah, please do, because we want to know, how you got down when you were 14, 15. What were you doing? Were you playing video games? Were you playing sports? Were you playing the ladies? Were you playing the men? Like what? I want to know, because I know the history of the Pasadena that I grew up in. So I was like the fly on the wall in most of these occurrences, but we won't go there. Anybody, somebody, anybody, everybody. See, I'm gonna bring Marcus back. It's conspiracy, bro. They left me, now the show died. Ain't that something? No, the show did not, because as long as I'm talking, you listen, right? Anyway, it might take them a little longer to come back, and I don't think I'm going to stay on. This is going to be a short show today. So, let's see. Welcome, Bert. See, Bert Scott that came on and checked it out. Thank you for loving the show. And, of course, our, regular people, Marcus, DL, Comedy Cat, Tracy Richards. Thank you for all for coming on. We appreciate you. I'm not looking at the camera because, when I look at the camera, I'm not looking at the screen to see what's going. So that's why it takes 3 people to run the show. Got one person's got the focus, the other 2 are in the background, and that person might be in the show, and the other one's in the background, and we all come on. But one of the things I do want to really, really focus on, people, very important to me and the cast and crew of the show, is your stories. We need your stories. If you can come on to this show and give us your stories of what you're going through. We've had Marcus come on several times to tell us the processes in which they're going through for, getting clearance, getting this, getting permits. But I share this to all these groups so that you all can see what we're here for. We're trying to be the voice of Altadena. So the conduit is right here. All you got to do is just come on and talk. We welcome you. We'll send you the invite. You just come on. We want you to come on at least 10 minutes before we start, so that we can make sure that your levels are good, your sound is all right. I would suggest wearing some earbuds or headphones or something, because if you are listening to it on your laptop and you talk to us, we can hear you fine. But when we talk back to you and you get ready to say something, we're going to hear our own voices back on the delay. So to make the show as seamless as possible, that's what we request. Also, don't forget to check out our website for other stuff, because we're going to be putting on some events soon. We did receive a grant. We're earmarked for some other grants. We're just here showing up every day so that you guys will know that we're reliable and that we're always going to be here. I mean, I started this podcast because I was getting a lot of response from going live at donation stations. Jamal was the encourager, and Tony was so knowledgeable we couldn't help but have her on. And so now we are the trifecta of podcast co-hosts for Altadena. So we're going to be doing a lot of on-location stuff pretty soon. And I just hope that everybody can participate and be there for each other, because that's all it's about. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I think it's we've been on for 48 minutes. I don't think we've been that long. I hope you guys enjoyed way back Wednesdays. Thank you, Bert. Appreciate you. That's all we try to do, is just make sure you get what you need and the knowledge. A lot of people don't know. I'm just going to give it to you straight. If you were living with someone and you were renting, or you were, renting a space on their property, and you tried to apply for FEMA and it didn't go through, it said the address was already used, well, you lived there. You paid rent. So just use the same address, just let's put apartment 1. And then your FEMA application will go through. I know this is something that a lot of people don't know about. I had to go through it. So I'm just letting you know how to go about doing it yourself. So thank you very much for coming on. That was just my last little tidbit. And as usual, stay strong, keep Altadena beautiful, and keep hope alive.